Hello, Mark Jolick and Tom Babinski from IBM Accessibility Research, and we're here today to give a brief overview and demo of our open source Va11yS project. Recently, IBM has embarked on a new era of open source accessibility by releasing tooling, samples, and design patterns to help streamline the development of inclusive web and mobile applications. The Va11yS project is just one example of this new initiative recently announced on the DeveloperWorks Open community and hosted on GitHub. So what is Va11yS? Simply put, it's an extensive repository of working code samples created to help designers, developers, and testers better understand how to implement accessible user interfaces, especially when used with assistive technologies. Va11yS is a one-stop shop for working code samples that can be reviewed and easily implemented in solutions, allowing for quick adoption of accessibility requirements. We've created nearly 200 samples to date and continue to add to this repository on a weekly basis. Many of the initial samples making up the repository leverage code snippets found in the WCAG techniques, which demonstrate accessibility implementations for HTML5, CSS, Va11yS, and JavaScript. Each code sample lists test results outlining the platform, browser, and assistive technology used for testing to help identify bugs and give developers and testers a reference point in their own testing. I'm going to turn things over to Tom now, and he will demonstrate how the samples could be used to test a screen reader's interaction with various markup.
Thanks, Mark. I would like to show you a few examples on the Va11yS GitHub site. These are examples that I like to use during my accessibility trainings to show developers or designers how a page behaves when using assistive technology together with code that is done in an accessible way. I'm showing it to you using Firefox and JAWS for Windows 18. The first example is how a link sounds when there is linked text and an image where further information is added to the linked text by using an alt tag.
H30 example 5:A link contains text and an icon, and the icon provides additional information about the target heading level 1. Link Wood and Music Festival program PDF format.
So as you can hear my JAWS saying that it's a PDF format which is identified by the icon.
H58 example, ARIA 7-
The
example.
next example is done using ARIA, and we add additional information to a linked text.
ARIA 7- example 1: providing additional information for links heading level 1. Heading level 2: storms hit East Coast. Blank. Torrential rain and gale force winds have struck the East Coast, causing flooding in many coastal towns. Link read more ... storms hit East Coast.
As you can hear, with the read more text, more information is read using the title above the little text snippet.
H58 example.
And the last example is how JAWS behaves when a different language is encountered on a page which is coded in an accessible way, specifying the language.
H58 example 1: using the XML:lang attribute to define a quote written in German heading level 1. Block quote. Dachte der Herr daran, ihn aus dem Vorteil zu schaffen, aber der Esel merkte, dass kein guter Wind wehte.
And so on and so forth.
Thanks, Tom. The Va11yS project has an opportunity to become the largest single point of accessible samples covering a multitude of languages, libraries, and frameworks such as HTML, CSS, Va11yS, Angular, React, Swift, and much, much more. We're always looking for new collaborators and invite everyone to check out the project. Submit new accessible code samples in your favorite framework or language, modify or improve existing samples, or document test results with different platforms and assistive technologies. The Va11yS code samples are available now on GitHub, or visit the Va11yS project page on DeveloperWorks Open at bit.ly/Va11yS.